Have you ever wondered how you can give a talk at an event, or is that something that you're interested in doing, but you don't know how to go about it? How do you get speaking gigs, and all of that stuff? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today on episode 314 of your favorite daily podcast, A Couple of Things, a podcast about things. So while I was looking for what to talk about today, I was going through all my notes, in my notes that are to see like what's inspiration will strike where I wrote all my ideas, and then also some of the things that my friends have or people that I know have asked me to talk about. Not necessarily from me like, oh, can you talk about this? But when I was asking for suggestions on what to talk about, and Rachel suggested that I talk about this was a long time. This was probably in January. I talk about speaking at an event, how to go about it, and then I remember that a few days ago, maybe not a few days ago, but maybe like 2 weeks ago or so, someone in a community that I'm in asked how can they find speaking opportunities, and I was like, oh, let me just talk about some of the things that I said on the group. So this is my response to the person's question on the group, and I'm going to talk about it here as well. And these are some of the things that I do when I'm trying to find speaking opportunities. It doesn't always work out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but just so you know. Okay, so first thing is tell everybody. Like, tell everybody you know, whether you think they can help you find a talk or not. Tell everybody, post it on all your social media wherever you are. I talked about how earlier in the year, in first quarter, I posted on LinkedIn maybe late last year or beginning of this year that I was open to give talks for this year, and I got two talks out of that post. People reached out to me because of that. One person reached out to me directly, another person reached out to me because somebody who had seen the post that I don't know told them that I was open to giving talks. So tell everybody, and when you're telling everybody, mention specifically the kinds of talks you like to give and in the topics and the areas that you're interested in giving talks about. And so that is something that has helped me a lot, definitely. Then the second thing that you can do is just write about the kinds of things you like to talk about, and not from I would like to give you talk about this perspective, or just write about it. So many of the talks I've given in the past have come from I wrote about something and somebody's like, oh, come and give this talk at our meetup, or come and talk about this thing in our community or whatever. So just write about the kinds of things you like to talk about, whether on your own platform or on other platforms. So maybe on your LinkedIn, on Medium. And if you're going to do on Medium, look for publications that your quote unquote target audience will read. So you need to know your topics and the audience you like to talk to about your topic as well. So yeah, just write posts about the topics you want to give talks about, and then these posts can actually become versions of your talk and more fleshed out. Then look for online communities that you can give talks at, and meetups in your neighborhood or your city or your locality. Basically, join the groups, attend events where you can, and then talk to someone there, reach out to someone there and offer to give a talk. And this has worked best for me with what I call tangential audiences. So for example, if you're a data analyst, you want to look for PM communities, product manager communities, design communities, to talk about how people in those communities can use data or work with data, or how you as a data analyst, you have worked with people in those kinds of roles to use data. So I gave a talk at DevFest in Lagos in 2018 or 19, I can't remember, it's been a while now, way back, and it was about UX for developers. So that is like a tangential audience. Like, I'm a UX researcher. I work most of my talks are around UX and things specific to UX, but you can give a talk to and I've also given a talk to a community of product managers here in the Netherlands as well, and it was a tangential audience. So look for tangential audiences in particular, to connect what you do to what they do, especially if they work with people in the kind of role that you're work with the kind of tools and techniques that you like to talk about. Then I already said talk about everything, tell everyone, tell all your communities, all your friends everywhere, don't be shy about it. Then Another thing you can do is Google calls for speakers. Just Google the phrase and also search on LinkedIn for the phrase calls for speakers or speakers, anything relating to that, for the kinds of talks and topics you would like to give. And then you can search for events, even if they don't have a call for speaker up. You can contact someone, they DM someone, email someone, and they may be willing to have you come on. And then another thing is to start with smaller communities, because smaller communities are always looking for people to talk. They're always looking for speakers. So start with those kinds of communities, whether virtual, whether in person, especially the ones that have regular events like monthly meetups, quarterly meetups. They're always looking for speakers. So that's a great place for you to practice your public speaking, get comfortable with public speaking, refine your talks. It's like how stand-up comics, before they have their big shows, they work in smaller cafes and bars to practice their talk, their lines and whatever, and see what sticks with audiences, what actually lands. So you can also take that approach. And then the final thing, which is not really about how to get a talk but really important, is to have a speaker pack ready. It doesn't have to be too much. It doesn't have to be like a lot of things. If you haven't really given a lot of talks before, you can just include links to articles you've read in your speaker pack. So just have a speaker pack ready, because it really helps organizers, especially organizers of smaller events and meetups, because I've been on the organizing side of meetups before, and I know how hectic it is. So it really helps, like, just to show that you're prepared in case an opportunity comes up. You're already prepared. You have whatever they need, and you can send it to them. So I have a speaker pack. I actually have two versions. There's one on my website where it's just like me, bio, and kinds of topics I want to talk about. But my speaker pack is a Google Drive folder that has two headshots of me, one close up, one a bit afar, a document that has like 3 different bios: a short bio, a mid-length bio, and a long bio, some testimonials that I've gotten from my talks, and then some of the topics that I like to talk about and past talks I've done. So, but you can do whatever works best for your context. And again, even if you've not given a lot of talks before, you can refer to articles you've written related to the topic that you would like to talk about. So to summarize, if you want to give talks, if you're looking for opportunities to give talks, number one, tell everybody. Tell all the people you know, post it in all the communities you're in. Let everyone know that you would like to give talks and what topics you like to give talks about. Number two, search for online communities and meetups that you can give talks at. Join them, be active there, and then pitch your talk. Number three, write about what you want to talk about, and write about it in the places where the people that you would like to talk to are reading. Number four, target smaller communities and meetups that are always looking for speakers. Number five, search for the phrase call for speakers on Google, LinkedIn, wherever you like. And then number six, did I already say right? I'm not really but if I've not said that, write about what you want to talk about. And then finally, be prepared, have your speaker pack ready for when those opportunities inevitably start to roll in. And that's it for today. Let's go into the number facts. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.